Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Mannarino, Sunday, August 27th, 2023. This is my newest segment of Markets, a Look Ahead, and I have a lot to cover with you. I want to start off with this. Turn on your freaking television, the program box in your house that is the largest mind screw on the face of the earth. The mainstream media, they're at it again. They're a massive, over-the-top fear campaign with regard to this new... I got to be very careful with what I say in this video here. The new thing going around. There's a new type going around. Okay. It's according to them, it is extremely dangerous, highly contagious. Hospitalizations are skyrocketing, and they have, of course, brand new these things that's going to, help everyone. They're talking about mandates yet again. As a matter of fact, mandates, face diaper mandates are starting to show up already. I want to read something to you in just a moment with regard to that. So here we go. What do we understand must happen? The environment we are in demands that we move from crisis to crisis to crisis to crisis. It has to function this way. Again, why? It's the nature of the system that we have right now, that it must be fueled with more cash created out of nothing so central banks can inflate. What better way? I'm going to show you something in a moment just to push this point home. What better way can a central bank utilize than to shut down the global economy, than to vastly inflate? Let me prove this to you here. This is the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve. Right here, this is this little blip. This was the financial crisis that nearly took down the entire world. This is how central banks had to inflate at that point. This was the last COVID, okay? Which we're getting. Look at the difference here and how central banks had to inflate. Little blip, massive, massive spike, okay? They need to do this again. The system must be fueled with an ever-increasing amount of debt, and that debt is freely issued to the world via central banks who have one goal and one goal only: to inflate. The more a central bank inflates, the more powerful they become. So again, it's also the nature of the system, the debt-based economic model. It has to be fueled with more debt. You know this. It operates in a constant vacuum. You know this. It can never be made whole. You know this. It's never meant to be made whole. You know this. It must inflate and inflate and inflate, and on top of that, inflate some more. And what are we seeing? This moment of maximum saturation where the first step is inflation. We haven't seen anything yet, people. Let me ask you. Just looking at this, let's see if we get another massive spike over here, okay, which is what I believe is going to happen because they're going to lock us down again, of course. How is that going to affect inflation or prices of things? Again, you will never be allowed to know the truth, okay? Inflation is a product of a vastly inflating money supply. You got more cash chasing the same amount of goods, or in this case, a lesser amount of goods. This is massively inflationary, and you can't know this. It's a deception. It's a distraction. So they're setting this up right now. In my view, it could not be more clear. Again, make yourself puke. Turn on, pick one. A mainstream propaganda ministry. They're all saying the same thing because they got the same script. Let me read something to you, all right? This is something I wrote just this morning. It's in your inbox if you do subscribe to my free newsletter. I got to be careful with what I say here. But the title is "People Are Again Being Forced to Mask Up. Wear a Face Diaper. Lions and Friends." Some corporations, schools, and businesses have already begun the reinstitution of mask mandates. Moreover, the mainstream media is again on a fear campaign, and I mean a fear campaign, pushing new these, okay, against this highly contagious new thing going around. Okay, I can't say it. Just one corporation here, Lionsgate, has already told half its employees to wear their masks in the workplace as this new thing is spreading here in the United States. Workers must remain masked up while working amongst colleagues and can be removed only for specific tasks such as eating. Schools and businesses are also reinstating these scamdemic era rules, and depending on your situation, so-called experts on the mainstream are saying, well, you should consider, again, voluntarily wearing one of these, all right? The fear campaign is being propagated by the mainstream media. Here's a couple of headlines for you, and I'm going to change the wording. COVID hospitalizations climbed 22% last week alone, and the CDC predicts further increases as this new thing spreads. Another headline, new thing going around is more contagious than ever before. So I follow up with, the MSM mainstream media narrative is clear. Prepare for another lockdown/scamdemic with mandatory mask mandates and forced this, okay? A lot of you are going to start losing your jobs again. They're going to shut this whole thing down. Again, what better way? What better way? Look at this if you don't believe me. That's the financial crisis. The freaking financial crisis that nearly took down the world. This is COVID, people. COVID right here. This is going to be worse, much bigger. And central banks around the world, who are the government, who control the flow of information and everything else, they're the ones responsible for setting this up. Okay, they want to shut down the entire economy, which gives them a green light across the sky into the freaking universe, okay, to inflate. That's their goal, to become the lenders and buyers of last resort, something you have all known for a decade, because I've been telling you this. We've discussed this thousands of freaking times. Anyway, it's interesting how things are converging here. You got a stock market very close to an extreme risk situation. This stock market, the S&P 500 has been down nearly every day, except for, Friday here, for a month. Okay, since the MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, crossed 250. And you knew this would happen prior to it crossing 250, because that has proven to be the line in the sand. You're watching energy prices, crude oil, exactly how we said would play out. Pretty damn close to it. Again, 67 bottomed out with crude, 84 pulled back, maybe a little more, I don't know, but it looks like we're bouncing again here. This is going to raise the prices of everything. Thousands and thousands of products are made with crude. You all know that. People, look, commodities are the place to be. You know that. We're not going to, none of this, no matter what they do, is going to change how we are taking steps to prepare for what's coming. But this crisis that's already developing, and they seem to be really moving in that direction right now, is going to be followed by another. I was writing some stuff down today. This is just some stuff I was just off the top of my head this morning. So, new crisis upon us, prepare. Central banks must inflate. No better way than to lock us down. No better way to fulfill the corporate agenda and crush whatever's left of U.S. small businesses, destroy the consumer. Look for much higher inflation moving forward, resource scarcity, all the stuff that you and I have been, it's happening. More cash needed for war. More false flags. Another false flag. Forced these things. People, look. How many of you, I have to ask this question, are even the slightest bit surprised? You're not. No, none of us are. You see, you and I, we've been so far ahead of the curve on everything here, okay? Because it's not because we're any smarter than anybody. It's just because we're able to see the writing on the wall. We know what the goal is of the institutions that run this world, and that is, number one, to inflate. Number two, to create, as part of the situation, a neo-feudal system. They need slaves to the system. They want dependency on the system, and they're getting it. What better way again? What better way again? I'm going to keep showing you this. Then that. Okay? This is what they go. This moment in time, was the greatest moment in time in the history of the world. So was this for central banks, because it allows them to inflate. Look at this trend. Look at this trend of the Fed's balance sheet, the public balance sheet that you're allowed to see, going back from just before the financial crisis here to where we are now. You think that's going to stop? No way. They must inflate. And they're going to take down the world with them. Okay? As this neo-feudal system is solidified, people. What else can I say? I mean, honestly, this stuff, you know, I can't handle it. I just, I told you I'm going to end up in a padded room somewhere, and I hope some of you come visit me. Anyway, people, I do want to hear from you. I don't know if they're going to allow this video to be shown. So what I would suggest doing, okay, I tried to keep my wording not so obvious here, but they do screen these things. Before they take this down, because I think there's a high probability of that, share it. Get it out there. Save this to your computer. Put it on your social networks. Let people see this and hear this. See that, which anyone can see. Just go to the Federal Reserve website. Just open a search engine, Federal Reserve balance sheet. I didn't draw this up. I put these circles on here to show you what's going on. People, look, okay? Prepare yourself in every way you possibly can, mentally, physically, spiritually. Start connecting with more like-minded people, because what they have in store for us is worse than you and I can possibly even dream about or think about. They're not done at all. A meltdown in the stock market would further, again, solidify this. Imagine there's a two-headed snake coming out you. You got this, what appears to me is a new scamdemic on a worldwide scale here. And then if they can make this collide with a market meltdown, which would begin again, it looks like it may be, in the debt market, which is the driver of the stock market, could you imagine how much central banks would have to inflate? That would solidify their position around the entire world. One world government, new set of rules, new paradigm. Does that sound familiar to you? I've been telling you this for a decade, and it's in our freaking face. People, I love all of you so much. We need each other more than ever here. Please share the video. Again, get it out there before they pull it. All right, they may pull it, they may not pull it. I don't know. I've been careful, I think, with what I've said here, but who knows? Who knows, people? All right, I'm relying on you to get it out there. Those thumbs up are important, as you know. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, for my pre-market report. We'll get through this. We'll get through it. We did last time, and we will again. All right. Love you a lot. See you tomorrow.